the next 3 days of school, that next day he got mad because I missed the school bus. And he said, if your goddamn radio is more important than your fucking school, and then you can just quit. And I said, all you ever say to me is damn and fuck. And he knocked the shit out of me. And then my first period teacher in high school was picking on me, and I ran to the counselor, and she called him, and he hung up on her. And that day I came home, and he had locked the door, and so I was okay because he wasn't home. And the next day he was locking the door as I got home, and he was going to work. And the next day I was terrified, so I got my stuff and I went to the lady I babysat for, and I asked her if I could spend the night. And my dad thought I ran away and called the police, and I went to school the next day, and they came and got me, and they said, your dad thought you ran away, he wants to put you in a home. And I told him I wanted to live with Dina and Steve.
Your dad's kids?
No, it was Leska's daughter.
But Leska was your dad's. No,
Leska's
Leska was a
daughter.
foster
Leska's
man.
daughter,
Okay.
Dina
So
and
they're
Steve.
not related in any way to the
one
dad.
I was babysitting for that summer.
But how is Leska related to your dad?
She's his second cousin.
Oh, the second cousin. Okay. So your dad was not Native American, was he?
Yes.
Oh, he was. Oh. Okay.
His grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee.
Okay.
And his grandfather was.
Also, cowboys and Indians. Your ancestors was like for cowboys and Indians. Had children, and you the descendants, huh?
Yes.
Do you think of yourself as a cowboy or an Indian more?
I think of myself as German.
German. How does a German fit into that though?
My mother was European.
Oh! So this is on your father's side was Indian.
My mother had the biggest influence on me, not my father.
Oh, so yeah, okay. So you don't have any of that Cherokee, any of the attributes of that,
My mother was my biggest influence.
And then what was that influence? How would you describe it? The mother, the mother was only up until age 5, right? Before the foster mother? Mm-hmm. Or afterwards also?
My mother taught me how to be a lady. She taught me how to cut my meat. She taught me how to drink out of a wine glass. She taught me...
this was the classy...
My mother was a lady.
A lady, oh, okay.
My mother was amazing.
Oh, okay.
My dad was an idiot.
Okay.
And the things that my father did have no effect on me. Even the rape. I mean, they have caused me to become a better person. But I don't let it hold me back. I mean, it upsets me that I had an abortion, and it upsets me that he raped me, and it upsets me that he did those things.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember that stuff until recently. What really scarred me is what my brother did to me. All the sexual abuse he did to me. That's what scarred me. That is what I had to go to therapy for about 10 years for. All the sexual abuse he did to me. Not what my dad did to me. It's what Richie did to me, not what...
Because it was more recent.
No, he started doing that when I was...
Oh, that was earlier.
He started sexually abusing me when I was about 5 years old, and the things he did to me during the course of that summer traumatized me.
Guy in a ham baby.
My brother was horrible.
Older brother? How much older?
He was 16 when I was 4.
16 when you were 4, and that was when that was happening.
And he was raping me.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And
I
this
was a beautiful little girl.
Okay, so this was still when you were with your mom.
I was with my dad.
Oh.
My dad took my mom, and my dad divorced, and he wasn't paying child support. And he was living with a lesbian stripper and her 2 sons. And he picked up my brother and I, and that summer we moved to Pittsburgh, Texas. And we had no money. I don't know what she did with the money. We had no food. And that summer we lived in Pittsburgh, Texas, and it was dry and hot. And we would play on the railroad tracks, and we had no family. And my brother was a Satanist.
Oh my
and
god.
my mother was a Satanist. And she taught him whatever he knew, and then he took it and ran with it. And oh my God, it was just horrible.
When's the last time you had contact with your brother?
When I was 19.
Okay, you haven't heard from him since. Good.
No.
Alright.
Yeah, I've had a rough life. I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun, though. I've had, even with Mark, we had a lot of shit happen, but we had a lot of fun.
So describe some of the fun.
We would go to Vegas, and we would go to shows.
Would you drive there, or you could take a plane?
We would fly.
Oh, okay.
We did drugs for about 3 years, and that was fun.
Was it just like cannabis, like hippie stuff, or
No,
harder
we did
stuff?
LSD and ecstasy.
Well, that is hippie stuff, so. Right?
It was
more hardcore hippie stuff.
We did high class stuff.
High class hippie stuff.
We would go to raves.
Wait. This was what was this? The 60s, right? It was after LSD was invented, the 50s.
It was in the 90s in college.
Oh, so wait, 90s in college. Okay.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, 50s. If we couldn't be 50s,
I would put on pencil dresses and heels.
Yeah, so
and I would have these great, like, my hair would be all long and curly, and I'd put on makeup, and we'd go to raves, and my boobs would be all pushed out.
I got the whole time frame wrong.
Oh my God.
That nothing to do with the hippie. In the hippie era, you were like still in your diapers, right? I imagine.
I wasn't even born.
Okay. So I got it. I had LSD. I imagine, like, I forgot. You weren't even born in that era. That's LSD related to the rave. You know.
You ever been to a rave?
No, I wouldn't want to. Actually, I wouldn't want to. I'm there. I'm like beyond that. Why take a bus to Pittsburgh when you're already there, right? I'm already there, right? I wouldn't need to. Believe me, I'm there right now. I don't know how to.
I know what you mean.
I wouldn't need to. Like, that would be just so. I just wouldn't need to.
You don't need to go.
I wouldn't need to. Right?
I meant, like, back in the day, would you have gone?
Well, I certainly wouldn't have taken anything. I would go to look at it to see what's going on. I may even pretend like I'm on it so they don't, offer any. If it was offered anything, hey, I'm already on it. Thank you. So too much already,
You would have been so much fun to hang out with in high school.
If I was like I am now, yes. But you don't know how I was back then. I wasn't like this back then. Completely different. Like you wouldn't recognize. Maybe that was in the high school. That was I started listening to that. Free speech radio.
Everything I did up until I met Philip was controlled.
Okay, okay. So that's what I was trying to understand. The controlling, like.
Mark controlled me, Leska controlled me, and Dina controlled me.
Was
what a cute dog!
Was a common denominator, like what the quality of, like, tell me about the, you know what I'm trying to understand.
No one wanted me to be myself. No one wanted me to let me be me. They wanted me to be who they wanted me to be. They wanted me to be, they put on me who they wanted me to be. They put the clothes on me they wanted me to wear. They fixed my hair like they wanted me to wear. They made me wear the makeup they wanted me to wear. Mark picked out the shoes I was supposed to wear. He would pick out my clothes. He would make me wear the makeup he wanted me to wear. He made me wear jewelry that he wanted me to wear. I mean, I couldn't do anything. And finally, one day I said, fuck it. And I got his credit card and I went to Walmart and I bought rollerblades and all the gear to go with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do something for me.
For a change, huh?
Yeah. And I bought rollerblades and I learned to rollerblade. And it was fun. And I started doing yoga and I started exercising and I started running again and I got the rollerblades and I got the little girls in the neighborhood and we started rollerblading around the neighborhood and we just had fun and I just it set me free. I just started doing stuff for me. And then I got certified to be a medical biller for doctors in Texas, and I was the first one to do it through AgPAM. I studied for like 3 months and I passed the test. And that's what set me free to get out of Corsicana.
What was that? What is that, Corsicana?
That's where I lived. It was a dump.
It was a city in Texas? Corsicana.
It was a hellhole.
It was a small town?
Yes.
Okay.
See, his mother-in-law, his stepmother was the vice president of the Chamber of Commerce. They had a house on 3rd Avenue.
Sounds like a Bob Dylan. Vice president of the Chamber of Commerce, Corsicana.
You don't understand how it is in the South. It's like all legalistic. You have your tiers of propriety where, like, they had a business. She was in the Chamber of Commerce. Everybody knew that family. They were well off. We had a membership in it was royalty. They were royalty. They were in, what is that called? Where you go and you have the country club. They were members of the country club. We were becoming members of the country club. She was going to be the president of the Chamber of Commerce. Everybody knew her. So every time I called somebody at work and said, have you paid your bill? They go, are you related to Jan Noblet? And I'm like, oh fuck, I've got this person and it was ridiculous. Everybody at work hated me. We were going to Paris You know,
I'm thinking because the medical bill, like I hate getting a bill for some medical.
people died, and then I would try to collect money from
Yeah,
them,
see,
and they'd
but
be like,
like,
"My wife just died,"
and you coming to me for medical bill, like you, I could
or my
imagine, yeah.
boss lady, she would tell me, "Well, they're giving money to the church. Why can't they pay? They have cable. Why can't they pay their bill?" And then her boss
Yeah,
would give me bills from Blue Cross or whatever to collect, and so I'd have this huge $20,000 bill, you know, and she would give it to me to collect from Blue Cross, and so I'd be doing all this work to collect, and everybody would be angry at me because Connie Edwards would be giving me this huge bill to collect from the insurance company, and nobody else would be asked to do it because they knew I could do it, and everybody would be pissed off at me because I would be asked to do something that nobody else wanted to do.
Oh, you're doing the job nobody else wants. Yeah.
And
Because
everybody
it's
would,
asking people to pay the worst thing for some medical procedure.
well, see, the thing is Connie was over Barbara. Barbara was my boss, and Connie would come to me instead of Barbara and ask me to do Barbara's job. And so Barbara was angry at me because Barbara wasn't getting asked to do this work. And Barbara hated me because I was getting to do her job.
Yeah, so it sounds like,
And Barbara
the
was
workplace
like,
part. I've had so much situations.
it was Southern
like workplace.
drama. It was Southern drama.
Well, just so you know, I've had a lot of that. I wasn't never in the South.
It was so stupid. And then Mark, every weekend he would take me to the outlet mall and he would buy me these really expensive clothes at Bloomingdale's or Schaus or Neiman Marcus. And they would be 2 sizes too big because he didn't want men to look at me because I was so attractive. And back then I had this killer body, and he didn't want men looking at me. And I hated him.
Mark, huh?
I hated him. Such a bastard. I'm so glad that I moved on. So what I did was I tried to kill myself, and then I went to the doctor and I told her what I did, and he was like, "Oh, she's fine, And the doctor was like, if you don't take her to Medical City, Dallas, then I'm gonna have her committed." And Mark knew that if anyone knew the Noblets had a person committed in their family, that would make their family look really bad. He took me to the hospital and left me there for 3 weeks. And then when...
The psych ward?
So I was there, and the whole time I was there, he never came and saw me one time.
Oh, he just like put you out of sight, out of mind.
And he kept asking me how much it was costing.
He was gonna had to pay for it. It was nothing like insurance or something. Yeah,
no, insurance paid for it. We had really good insurance.
Yeah, it is expensive. Psych ward is expensive because they gotta feed you 3 meals a day. Take care of everything.
It was a really nice hospital.
Oh, okay.
It was really...
So there was like a garden outside with flowers, roses, right?
Like I got to have my headphones and my coloring book, and I got to meet with the doctor every day, and the meals were fancy, and
Now, was it stacked? Was it men and women, or just was men and women? How were the other people?
It was a really nice facility. The bedrooms were really nice.
How was it? You shared your bedroom with somebody else? A man, woman, a woman.
A woman.
You had one roommate. Okay. How was she?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was when I was 24.
24. Okay.
But I broke in my house. I took my shit. I was terrified.
That's when that happened. Okay.
I left my husband. I moved in with Dina. I cried for 3 weeks. I took I went to a temporary agency and took a test and ended up at a durable medical equipment agency where I was harassed by lesbians.
Oh.
And
How could I sign up for that?
you don't want to do that.
You want
Joni
to
was...
being harassed. How is that? They put on a slap-on and...
It wasn't funny. It was bad.
It didn't involve slap-ons?
No. I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, I'm curious what that's being harassed by lesbians. A bunch
I
of them?
had this boss that had a thing for me, and
A lady,
she...
was she dominant? Was she like
domineering.
domineering
Yeah.
and
So I
and
ran out of
dykey
there.
kind of like
Yes.
masculine and domineering? Was she have short hair?
Yes. And
And kind
facial
of-
hair. And
Well then yeah. If lesbian has facial hair, then I don't want it. If it's masculine facial hair, domineering, was she big? Okay, well all right. Okay, so yeah. Okay, all right. I get the idea. Well, yeah. I know. Okay. Well,
so I ran out of there, and I
yeah.
ended
But
up...
was it more? Was it others? Were they doing it together, a group of them?
Yes.
And what were they doing? Can you tell me? I'm curious.
They were just standing over me the whole time and just freaking me out, and I was
With clothes
not...
on
Yes.
and doing what?
Just stalking me, just like standing over me, like watching me, everything I did.
Oh, so everybody had their clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was horrible.
But there was but it wasn't. Did it have sexual? What? Nothing sexual. So okay. So it wasn't sexual.
No, but there was a couple of times, like on Halloween in Dallas, they have this big parade, gay pride parade.
Oh.
And we got a hotel room, and we went out, and we went out for that, and me and this guy hung out and snuggled and had a good time, and I really liked him. I would have married him if he would have had time for me.
What was
But
he like?
I ended up marrying Philip, though.
Oh, it happens a lot. Like I hear that from so many people. Like they had a choice. My sister was like, they had a choice, and then they ended up with somebody, and then they regret. If only I had gotten with the other guy, it would have worked out so much better, huh?
I don't know that it would have worked out better. He just didn't. He was too. He had to take care of his dad, and I went through men like toilet paper back then, so I don't know.
You were the toilet people. They were.
They were.
Shaman.
Scott.
Went to men like toilet paper. That's funny. Went to men like toilet paper. Well.
What time is it?
Let's see.